It's said that every complete watch collection has to include an elegant dress watch. A watch that's usually a bit smaller, thinner, and in many cases features a basic dial, but still with beautiful and advanced details. So in this list of 5 dress watches under $500 we take a look at some of the highest value watches in this segment. So without any further ado, let's get into it, starting with a beauty of a watch, the Seiko Cocktail Time SARB 065. Now before I say anything else, just look at that dial. Take that dial in. It's such a beauty, and it's crazy how it can rival watches that cost 10 times the price of it, which by the way is just above $500 retail, although you will be able to find it at, for example, Seiya Japan for $450. The elegance does not stop with the dial though. I just love these beveled Dauphine hands and the elegant but contemporary markers. The watch is expertly polished as usual with Seiko and features details mostly seen on more expensive watches like a signed crown, a see-through case back, a blued seconds hand, and more. The Cocktail Time is powered by an in-house caliber, the 6R15, which has hacking seconds and hand winding. The movement has, during my experience with the SARB 035, which also features the same movement, been performing really well, and having a great power reserve at 50 hours. The watch is 40mm in diameter and 13.1mm thick. You just can't go wrong with this watch. Next up, we're taking a look at a Swiss-made watch from a reputable and famous brand. This is the Tissot Visodate. It's an automatic dress watch featuring a day-date complication and is mostly used on a leather strap, although it looks extremely cool on a mesh bracelet too. It's 40mm in diameter, it's 12mm thick, and features sapphire glass, which is great to keep it looking fresh over a long period of time. It also has some nice details like applied markers, a frame around the day-date complication, a transparent case back, and actually some simple but good looking finish work on the movement. Speaking of the movement, it sports the ETA 2836-2, which is basically a 2824 but with the date complication instead of just the date. Overall, the Tissot Visodate is a fantastic watch and I can't recommend it enough. Price wise, it's easy to find the watch at just around $500, but if you do decide to go to a gray market dealer like Joma Shop, you can get it for a nice and low $375. This third watch is another Asian watch just like the Seiko, and it's a rather fantastic one for the price. This is the Orient 2nd generation Bambino automatic. There's actually a 4th generation as well, but in my honest opinion, I'm not that fond of it, so I chose to show you guys the 2nd gen one instead. Spec wise, they're both very similar though, so make sure to take a look at both of them before deciding, as one might look better to you. The watch itself though is amazing. It's an automatic dress watch with a date complication. The movement also features hacking seconds and hand winding. The watch is 40.5mm in diameter, 11.8mm thick, has decent finishing for the price, and some cool details like applied markers and beveled Dauphine hands. For what you're paying here, which by the way is just $140, it doesn't really get any better than this. If you're willing to get this next watch off of the gray market, it's one hell of a steal. I'm talking about the Raymond Weil Maestro. This is a Swiss-made automatic watch with a diameter of 39.5mm. It's also a bit thinner than the previously mentioned watches at just 9.9mm. At a price of $495, this is a detail heaven. It's got a beautiful stepped bezel, applied markers, a date at 3, a sub-dial for the seconds at 6 o'clock, a signed crown, a transparent case back with a custom rotor, beautiful leaf/brigade style hands, a nice circular pattern going under the markers, and a super cool pyramid pattern in the middle. The movement is based on the Sellita SW260 and has 38 hours of power reserve, beats at 28,800 vibrations an hour, and features a staggering amount of jewels, that being 31. Overall, this watch is a fantastic choice for you guys out there wanting a bit more detail on your dress watch. And so for the last watch, I figured we'll take a look at one with some color. This is the Hamilton Jazzmaster Day-Date Automatic with a really great looking sunburst blue dial. In terms of its dimensions, it's 40mm in diameter and 11.5mm thick. The movement is based on the really cool ETA Powermatic movement, which in turn is based on the ETA 2824, but is modified slightly to allow for an incredible power reserve leap from 38 hours to a whopping 80. In terms of details, it features many of the ones found on the other watches I featured in this video, but what really makes this one stand out is its very cool movement and the stunning dial. For $495 on Joma Shop, this is also quite a steal. So there you go. Those were some of the best dress watches available under $500. Let me know if you have any additions to my list in the comments section down below. Also let me know what you think of the watches featured, and feel free to like and subscribe. That would be fantastic, and I'll see you in the next video.